Hey there, this is Michelle Pesco-Solito, and I am a few minutes late. I apologize for the little blunder I had. I was actually live streaming I think I was in the Facebook group or something, but here I am. It's all good. I'm over here on the Elite Marketing Pro fan page, so I hope you guys found me back over here. Hello, Julia, you're back. Awesome. So if you're just watching this, chime in below. Let me know that you're here with me. Now I see those numbers coming up, and I see Elite Marketing Pro saying, yay, I'm on the right place. Leave it to me to just always wing it, but I'm here for you guys. See, you don't have to be perfect to be a marketer, right? I mean, come on. Anyway, so again, I'm here doing the Daily Dose of Awesome. It's Friday. It's an awesome day here in Texas, and we just got back from Los Angeles. I got to tell you, the weather was much better in Los Angeles. I could actually just live there. I didn't want to come back, but we have children. Hey, Chris, and hi, Sally. And we have dogs and fish. Fish are next to me. And guinea pigs, so we have to come back. But maybe one day we'll come back to LA. Hey, JT, awesome. From Singapore, is that Panir? Great to see you here. I'm going to say hello to a lot of you before I actually dive into the training. If you're just kind of watching this in your news feed, maybe you've liked this page or somebody has shared this. This is what we call the Daily Dose of Awesome. It happens every day during the week and during recess in school. Very cool, Danielle. And Debbie from Cincinnati, Bill from Frisco, Noella, hello. Good to see you. So anyways, this happens every weekday, 12 o'clock Central Time, my time. You got to do the conversions for you in your time zone, but I'm in Central. It's 12 o'clock. It happens every day during the week, and we have all kinds of amazing leaders that come in here and offer training or mindset, just really to help you grow as a marketer. And if you're watching this and you're not really sure what the heck is Elite Marketing Pro, well, it's an amazing system, an amazing group of people, the community leaders that are helping you as network marketers build your business the right way online. And Bill and I, if you've seen Bill do these, he's my husband. We work together, and we've been doing this for quite some time, and we love the Elite Marketing Pro community. So if you aren't a part of it, definitely check it out at elitemarketingpro.com. So Sally, awesome. You're having a great lunch, and you're ready to learn. So let's get started. Do me a favor. If you are running Facebook ads, all right, and you're running them either for your business or for Elite Marketing Pro, drop a 1 below in the comment section. I want everybody to participate. If you are not running ads yet, drop a 2 and maybe tell me why. Tell me why you are not doing it yet. So awesome. Terry's dropping a 1 there. Very good. Teresa, good. All right, I like to see that. Good afternoon, Dana. Very good. 1. Yes, Chris is doing it. Very good. He's doing a lot of 1s. All right, you're here to learn, Steve. That's great. I'm going to teach you some good stuff today. Noella, 1. Dana, 1. Okay, so it looks like a lot of you, Sarah, cool. All right, good. All right, so a lot of you are running Facebook ads. So Debbie's just starting. That's okay. I'm going to be able to help you guys too. Panir, I hope I'm saying that right. It's just starting. A likes campaign, that's good. That's a great way to actually build your warm audience, and we're going to talk a little bit about that today. All right, so some of you are still just running the likes ad. Very, very good strategy. I like that. Okay, because one of the things that we've always taught, if you have followed us or have seen us in the Elite Marketing Pro community, we've been doing Facebook since 2009 or 10. And the only ads that were available back then were those ads on the right-hand side of Facebook. There were no newsfeed ads. There was no Instagram ads. None of that was around. So we've been doing this for a very long time. So for those of you that are just starting out and you're building up your likes by using a likes ad on your fan page, that's a very, very good start, because what you're doing there is you are doing what you call building a warm audience. And that's really, really powerful for those of you that are making sure that you're doing that, because that gives people the opportunity to get to know you, to get to hopefully like you, and to get to trust you, because people, that come onto social media, especially Facebook, we're just going to talk Facebook. When they come on Facebook and they open up their news feed, they're just there to check out what their friends are up to, or what their colleagues are up to, or what their family's up to, or maybe for us lately we've been we go to Facebook and we'll actually see what the news is, not the fake news, but the real news, because we got a lot of hurricanes and earthquakes and things like that going on, so we'll come to it for that. I'm not there and maybe you agree with me here, but we're not there to buy things, right? I'm not there to go buy a new pair of shoes or a pair of jeans or some new face products. I mean, I'm going to Google that, and I'm going to go and find what I need. Or I'm going to pick up the phone and call a local store in my area that I'm familiar with, and that's where I'm going to buy that stuff. So that's the big hurdle for a lot of advertisers, is like, how do we actually create ads on Facebook in a situation that's really just a social environment? Well, if you think of it like this, and I use this analogy a lot, if you walk into a Mercedes dealership and you want to buy a brand new Mercedes, and you're not familiar with this dealership at all, you walk in and you see a sales guy to the left and another sales guy that you're familiar with. You feel like you know him. Maybe you went to high school with him or college with him, or you've met him at the local coffee shop, and you have your choice right there. Who are you going to buy from? Right? Are you going to buy, drop me a comment below, are you going to buy from number one, the stranger, or number two, the person you're more familiar with? Drop me a 1 for the stranger or a 2 for the person you're more familiar with. It's just like going to a party, same thing. 2, exactly, Jennifer. Who are you going to buy from? I'm sorry, when you go to a party, who are you going to gravitate to first? You're going to gravitate towards the person you're more familiar with. That's a social setting. Well, we have to think of Facebook, very funny, Chris. We have to think of Facebook as the same atmosphere. You have to look at it as, look, this is a social party, or, this is a place where, I interact with the people I'm familiar with. So for those of you that are doing those likes ads, that's what in essence you are doing. That is your strategy. You're building up an audience on your page that's going to be able to, you're hopefully building this community of people that you can interact with, you can provide value to, and I always say provide 90% value to those people every day. You got to show up every day on your Facebook fan page and interact with those people and build it like a community. Be the leader you know you were born to be, okay, guys? Be that leader. Offer them value. And so when you're building up that likes ad, what's great about that is, and we haven't even gotten to the training yet, guys. So you're building up that likes ad, and what you're doing there is you're going to be able to target, you're going to be able to now create an ad around your offer and target that audience, those fans on your page. That is a warm audience. And I forgot to write the title in here on what we're talking about, where we're basically talking about warm ad copy, meaning what you're going to write in your ad copy for a warm audience, and then what you're going to write for a cold audience. Now, the good news here is, guys, so I'm going to sidetrack. I don't have a clock, so I have no clue what time it is, so forgive me if I go over, because that could very well happen. It's probably good I don't have a clock, because I can really, really dive into this with you guys. So that's what we're going to talk about, okay? So for those of you building that likes ad, you might be wondering, okay, where is my warm audience? What's going to be on your fan page? You can also have a warm audience of maybe list subscribers. So maybe you have built up your autoresponder list where you have a list of subscribers. You can upload those as a custom audience into Facebook. Another warm audience, because hopefully those people are familiar with you because you're doing the right strategies with your list, like emailing them regularly and allowing them to really get to know you. Also, you could have a list of buyers in your autoresponder. Those can be uploaded as a custom audience to Facebook. So that's also a warm audience. So that's just a few ideas there for a warm audience, all right? Now, a cold audience, for those of you that aren't familiar with that, that's going to be the people that you are targeting with your ads, and you're saying, look, I want to create this Facebook ad, and I want to target all the people that like Forbes magazine, all the people that like Timothy Ferriss, all the people that like Gary Vee. I'm looking over at my bookshelf trying to pull authors out. So that's a cold audience. They aren't familiar with you. Are you good, guys? Does that make sense? So we got the warm audience and we got the cold audience. Now, the mistake that we see that happens a lot, and it's not, and I don't want you guys to beat yourself up over this. I want you to really listen to this and take this advice here and use this in your marketing so you can become a better marketer. But think about who you are targeting. Right when you create that Facebook ad, ask yourself, am I actually targeting an audience that's going to have no idea who I am? Or am I targeting an audience that's going to be somewhat familiar with me, a warm audience, okay? Your copy has to be very different in those two ads, okay? Very different. So let's start with the warm audience. A lot of you guys that are in Elite Marketing Pro, or maybe you've taken some other trainings or you're watching other marketers out there, you'll see that they're doing this long form copy and they're sharing stories. Well, through our testing, what we have found that if you're sharing your story, that converts much better with a warm audience, all right? Because they care about your story. Hopefully they're intrigued. Maybe you've piqued their interest because they somewhat know who you are. They're familiar with you. They're hanging out. They've raised their hand to hang out on your fan page, or they're on your list, and you're targeting them now, and they see a familiar face. And now they're interested. They're probably interested in hearing your story. So you'll see a lot of marketers that are doing that or maybe teaching that. But the big, I don't want to call it the pitfall or the kind of the mistake that we're seeing getting made that's not creating a lot of conversions is we're using that strategy for a cold market. It doesn't work for a cold market, and here's why. I'm going to flip it back to you guys, okay? So you're going to have to think a little bit here. When you are on your Facebook newsfeed, now all of us are in, hopefully everybody here is probably in network marketing, or you're in some sort of business where you're trying to build it online, and you've probably added friends, or friends have requested you that you have no idea who they are. So now there are stories or there are status updates that are showing up in your newsfeed. But I ask you, and I want you to comment below, tell me, what makes you stop and actually read a really long status update? All right? Now, maybe that's a little vague, but I'm going to share with you what stops me. All right? What stops me is if it's, I'm going to take a sip of my matcha tea. If you guys haven't had matcha lattes, it's amazing. What stops me in my news feed, yes, Julia, you got it, friends. Because you want to know the story, you want to know what's going on. A personal friend, exactly, Nikita, I love that name. Or for me, it's like somebody I follow that's famous, or maybe it's just some, like Tom Brady is posting a long story about himself. Bill loved that I just referenced Tom Brady. Like Tom Brady has just like all of a sudden referenced some story that's going on in his life. I'm going to go, ooh, I'm going to stop and I'm going to read it. Why? I mean, he's good looking on the eye. I mean, come on, ladies, right? So unless you are like, and I'm sorry, yes, leaders, that's good, Hannah, because you're intrigued by them. It's who you're attracted to. Those are the people you're going to read stories about. Who are you attracted to? So if it's a supermodel, or if it's some sexy athlete, or if it's some athlete who is like, got some unbelievable statistics, or if it's a celebrity, like, I'm sorry. I read about Kylie Jenner and all of them. I don't know why. I'm fascinated by their lifestyle. Not their lifestyle, but whatever they're up to. They do all these workouts lately, and I'm just like fascinated. But yeah, somebody you're connected with, Eric. So now, imagine now you've written this story about yourself and you're targeting a cold audience. They have no idea who you are. Do you think all of you on here have just said that you're going to read something from a friend, someone you're familiar with, a leader, someone you look up to? So if you're putting yourself in the newsfeed of all the people that like Forbes magazine, what do you think your conversions are going to look like, right? I mean, what do you think? They're probably not going to stop. I'm not going to stop. You got to be, like I see Eric on here. I'm going to stop and read his story. I'm interested in it. So it works for a warm market. So what do we do, all right? What do we do? This is the challenge. Right now, warm market's a little bit easier to target, but most of us don't have all of that. We're starting out and we don't have that. So how do we target a cold market? Well, it starts with you first getting really, really specific on who you're targeting. So Forbes magazine is really going to be too broad, all right? If you're going to create a Facebook ad and you're going to target Forbes magazine, you got to call out those Forbes readers. You got to say in your ad, are you interested in reading Forbes magazine? And then you start writing your copy from there. Hey, Forbes magazine readers. But once you start getting more specific, so let's just say I'm going to sell attraction marketing formula. So I'm going to go out there and I'm actually going to target struggling network marketers. So it may be that I find a network marketer, I go out there and I find an author like Robert Kiyosaki who's written books around, network marketing, or at least the model. So I might go out there and target all of the people that follow him with my ad. And my ad's going to pop up in the news feed of all the people interested in Robert Kiyosaki. Well, the problem is probably 90% of Robert Kiyosaki's fans have no idea who I am. So the way that I have to write that copy is I've got to grab their attention and just ditch the story about myself. Because as we have proved right here in these comments, nobody cares about my story unless you know me. Nobody cares about your story. All they care about is how that status update, that ad that they're looking at in their newsfeed can transform them. That's the key. That's the big golden nugget word right there you should always think about when you're writing your copy and you're targeting a cold market. Use it in your warm market target too. Trust me, it works good too. But people want to know, how is this going to transform me? We get on Facebook to get value, to get news, to feel good, to be happy, to be inspired, to be motivated. All right? Unfortunately, a lot of us don't get a lot of that on Facebook lately, and there's a simple way around it now. You just basically click the little arrows on the side and say, I don't want to follow this person anymore, or I don't want to see this in my newsfeed anymore. You can do that. You can make your newsfeed happy, inspiring, motivating, and I recommend you doing that. So let me get back to what I was saying. So we have to do in our copy, what we have to do is first grab their attention. You don't have to call them out and say, hey, Robert Kiyosaki fans. You could. That might actually be a great strategy, but ask them a question. Bill and I always start out with questions. Hey, are you struggling to build your network marketing business online? Or, hey, are you struggling to build your home-based business online? I've got a great solution for you that will show you how to go from here, which is the negative or like the struggling area, to here, and you paint the picture of what their life or what their business is going to be like after they go from struggle, they get attraction marketing formula. What is their life going to be like after that? It's a transformation phase. And all of you, when you're creating your Facebook ads, should write that out. Do an A column and a B column. A is, what is your audience that you're targeting? Anytime you create a Facebook ad, all right? Anytime you choose a new target, you got to ask yourself, all right, these people that are a fan of, I don't know, Tony Robbins, what are they struggling with, okay? And you write that down. And if your product can solve their pains and their struggle, then you need to put over in the B column, what is that? How can it solve it? What will their life look like afterwards? So if I'm just, if I'm targeting a network marketer and I know that attraction marketing formula is going to show them how to actually attract people to them online. I mean, I know that works because that's how Bill and I have built our business, through attraction marketing. If I know that, all right, and I know what my product's about, and I encourage all of you, whatever product you're selling, whatever that is, make sure you've actually consumed it yourself and you believe in it and you're passionate about it, and you understand it. If I know that people are going to have to quit cold calling, I'm going to point that out, and I'm going to tell them what that transformation looks like. Now they'll have more time freedom. All right? Now they'll get to spend more time with their kids because they're not on the phone 24/7. Because now people are knocking on their door saying, hey, Eric, I'm interested in what you have to offer. That looks really cool. And then you're moving them from a cold market over to a warm market. Then you can start sharing those stories, about how your life has been transformed and how Elite Marketing Pro has helped you become a better marketer, and how you no longer are having home meetings and you're no longer posting on your personal page and listening to crickets because you're talking about your products. You don't have to do that anymore. You don't have to go to the soccer game anymore and hand out samples. You don't have to go to the restaurant and hand out your energy pills to all the bartenders because they're struggling and they're tired. You don't have to do that anymore. Hey, can somebody drop in the comments if I'm over 15 minutes or like how long I've gone? And tell me the truth. I know some of you are going to joke with me and not. But that's what you have to share is with people, is now you share that transformation, and you can share with your warm market your story. But you still don't want to lose that. Thank you, Sally. You still don't want to lose that, what's in it for them, help share with them the transformation. It's so important. So does that make sense, guys, for all of you? Haha, Teresa, 5 minutes. I could keep going. So does that make sense? Drop a 1 below. And if you have a question, let me know, because I can always come back and answer those. Because I want to be very specific on this. Is cold market is very different than your warm market. So I challenge you guys. I know a lot of you have been taught to tell the story, and that's a good strategy. But we want to take you deeper into it, to really start thinking bigger as a marketer and really dive into the mind of the person you're targeting and get very, very specific. Because I think that we get so hung up in the process and the strategy and trying to figure out how to do this the right way and not make mistakes. And am I choosing the right bidding? Am I choosing the right image? Am I choosing the right, type of ad? We get so wrapped up in that we can't get out of our own head and think just logically. Facebook ads doesn't have to be as difficult as we're making it. It's really very simple. It's just asking yourself, who am I targeting? What does this audience look like? What are their pains? What are they struggling with? Does my product really solve? Does it help them with that pain? Because if it doesn't, I'm going to be targeting the right audience. And then from there, it's all about really explaining. In just a few short sentences, all you got to do is sell the click. You don't have to give that cold market a long story about yourself and all that stuff. Just the click. All you got to do is sell the click and tell them how they are going to be transformed. If they click on that link to get over to whatever you're promoting, how will their life be transformed? And you've got to do it very quickly when you're targeting a cold market, because we're scrolling through our news feed fast, and we've already said what stops us in the news feed. So we are not that person, unfortunately, when we're targeting a cold market. So we've got to be creative, and we have to figure out ways to sell that click, and that's got to be by grabbing their attention immediately and selling that click and explaining to them immediately. Leave your story out. How are they going to be transformed? Show them, paint the picture, let them know what's behind the door as soon as they click, and how the lights are going to come on, and they are going to have a flood of people knocking on their door. That's what you have to do. So I feel like a lot of you have gotten it. In fact, most of you, nobody has said that y'all didn't get that. So I want to make sure that all of you are good. Let me look at my notes over here. I didn't even really have to look at my notes. I did everything without notes. Yes, Eric, sell the click. So as I leave you today on this Friday, I want to share with you just a little story here that I realized while I was out in LA with our daughter. Yes, I got my cast off. It's still swollen. I'm supposed to be wearing a brace, but I'm not. We were out in LA with our daughter. She is an amazing, amazing dancer, and I am not just saying that because I'm her mother, but she is 16 years old. She's got a lot of room for growth. But when she went out to LA, and this is how I know a lot of you guys are going to feel, because I want you to think of yourself kind of in the same way and use LA as this huge marketing world. So she goes out to LA to actually take classes in these studios out there. And we're talking some of the best choreographers out there. She's in classes with people from Disney shows who have been on So You Think You Can Dance. They are professional dancers for Beyonce, Justin Timberlake. So she's taking classes with these people. She's 16 years old. She gets into these classes. She hides at the back of the room. And thank you, Eric. She hides in the back of the room. Not hides, I shouldn't say that. She stands in the back of the room. She lets all of these aggressive dancers who have all this confidence, all this experience, get up to the front with the choreographer while they teach the class. At the end of the class, they break the class up into sections. They practice, and then the choreographer, every class is like this. The choreographer at the end goes and they pick out all the best dancers, and they perform and they film them. Now, Kenzie has only been picked once. And that was not because she was the best dancer in the room, it was because she was trying so hard, and sometimes those who aren't aggressive don't get the light shined on them. Some of those that lack that confidence don't get that light shined on them. But this one choreographer, who's actually her mentor, recognized that and put her out there to be filmed and in the middle so everybody could watch her. So I share this story with you because it made me realize something, that we do this in our own business too. We really do. We let the people who are shining, that are having so much success, have that limelight, and rightfully so, they should. And it almost beats us up. It makes us feel like, and I'm speaking from personal experience too, because the little voices in our minds say, I'm not good enough. I'm not good as them. I don't look like them. I'm not getting the results they're getting. I can't do as good as they're doing. So we hide behind our fears. We hide behind that lack of confidence. We let our mindset stop us from growing and being the amazing marketer, the amazing person, the amazing leader that every single one of you have deep down inside. So I share that story with you because I know how it feels. I know how it feels to look at other people. And yes, I hate that little voice. I have that little voice too. And I have to remind myself, and the way that I recognized that, it was a huge aha moment for me, is because I saw our 16-year-old daughter do the same thing, and I wondered, where did she get it from? And I realized she gets it from me. And I said to myself that moment, I will not ever let that happen again. And I don't want any of you to let that happen to you either. You let your light shine. You put your blinders on. You look at yourself in the mirror every single morning and you say, I can do this. I am the confident person I know I am. I have greatness inside of me. I can do this. I don't care what anyone else is doing around me. I will look to them as inspiration. But other than that, I will not compare myself to them, because each and every one of you, even myself, even Bill, all of you on here, have amazing value, amazing stories to share with the world, and you need to get out there and share it. So I'm sorry if I went over, but it looks like it's okay. I love all of you guys. I love this community. Again, we're here every day at 12 o'clock, 10 p.m., 10 a.m. Pacific time, 12 o'clock Central, 1 o'clock Eastern. Hope I did that right. Every weekday. Come on, join us. If you haven't checked out Elite Marketing Pro, you need to be a part of this community for sure. EliteMarketingPro.com. This is your daily dose of awesome. Love you guys. I'll see you on the next Daily Dose of Awesome. Bye-bye.